Well, hello folks, and welcome to the second episode here of Travelling with the Flying Scot. And today I'm actually going to show you a little bit more around the valley of where I live in the Northwest Pacific, the Snoqualmie Valley. And I showed you a little bit of the town, Duval, I was in the last time. And today I'm going to show you, with a lot of drone footage, what we actually have in the area. And then, as promised, take you down to the Carnation Farm. And actually show you where Carnation Milk came from back in the 1930s. So here we are just a little bit north of the town of Duval, flying over part of the Snoqualmie River. And as you can see here, the fields are quite wet. This entire valley you're looking at actually is prone to flooding every year. And in the last 16 years, the town has actually been isolated in all three directions that you can exit it from once, and I have been in an island, which is actually quite strange. We have three bridges that take you from the east side of the river to the west side. This particular one here is called Novelty Hill Bridge, and Novelty Hill Road, I guess. On the left, actually, of the bridge there, that large field you see is actually a private dog park that belongs to the house and owner who's on there, called Chris, which is fantastic. I've actually used that last year. We're actually only about 8 miles northeast of Redmond, which in turn is about 10 miles northeast of Seattle. But let's go down to Carnation Farms and I'll show you what that has to offer as promised. Okay, so I'm going to have to put my mask in to go and show you some of the history here, so it'll be a bit muffled. But it's actually really interesting, and you'll see some really cool memorabilia in here. So without further ado, let me go in and I'll flip it around and we'll see what's going on. Wow. How you doing? Here's the story of Carnation Milk. Crazy. So here is Carnation ice cream. And a little store here. It's cool. So here we go. Here's some of the really old, some of the stories. You can pause and read this, but it's actually how it started. It tells you everything. And up here is a really cool picture of the ferry crossing the Snoqualmie River. It brings the cattle to the farm in 1911. And if you actually notice here, it says Carnation Stock Farm, and underneath here it says Tolt, Washington. So Carnation, the town of Carnation, was actually called Tolt, but because of the popularity of the Carnation Farms here, they renamed it from Tolt to Carnation. It's actually pretty cool. It's really good, man. Yeah, that's 21-ton cow, a new world milk record, nearly 21 tons of milk in 1 year, 9 times the average cow's production. It's crazy. A world famous milker. It's actually really pretty cool. A lot of memorabilia. I think the famous one I really like is this one. This is Seattle to New York in 30 days, 3,640 miles, delivering milk. 1 ton of Carnation milk. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Just crazy, huh? It's so cool. So it's actually just walked to the end of the farm here, the produce. I'll just actually show you the farm. So these farms here, there's actually 833 acres is what I believe they actually own and occupy here. And in the distance, I'm not too sure if it'll be picked up in the camera here, but this is the Cascade Mountain Range with the snow on it. Temperature here is currently the end of February, and the temperature's been pretty chilly the last 2 days. We're just getting out of it now. I was like down at 20 Fahrenheit the other day there, but it's now lovely. It's now lovely. It's at 47 degrees today, so it was pretty cool. and it's a gorgeous area. So what they've actually done with this building here is actually farms now. They actually do grow the produce, and they actually process it in here, and they actually do resell it again, which is actually cool. So a little bit of history for you. So Carnation Milk, folk, originated here. So here we are, just a little bit further down the river, and this particular bridge actually doesn't seem to have a name that I can actually find. It's actually the Southeast Carnation Farm Road Bridge, basically, and it's just down from Carnation Farms, and yet again it is another one of the bridges that crosses the river here. But the place is actually pretty stunning. You can see a nice view of the Cascades there. And this is a little natural park that the Kent County have put in. And one of the things I actually found in here when I was flying my drone, I did not know existed, is this. It's a beautiful piece of artwork. As we actually fly down here, you might actually be able to read it as we get down here. And basically what it does say is the dream of a river is to run free and be fully alive. Now we're actually further down the river once more, just south of Carnation, the town itself, and this is the Tolt Bridge. This bridge was actually been replaced and rebuilt since I've actually been here in the last 16 years, and you might actually see the remains of some of the foundations here. But this has actually been a brand new bridge. Funnily enough, when they actually built this bridge, it was actually shut for quite a long time actually, because the original engineers that installed it didn't do it to spec, and unfortunately it had to be closed and then maintained and upgraded. We're now just again travelling down south. We're crossing the heart of the Snoqualmie Valley again, and I just wanted to show you this very picturesque view of the Cascades in the background, with a fantastic equestrian centre and private homes. Yesterday at the Carnation Farms, it was actually lovely and sunny. Today it's absolutely peeing of rain, and I'm going to be quick here. But we're actually at Snoqualmie Falls, and this was actually back in the 1980s where the cult TV series Twin Peaks was actually filmed. And the start of that particular TV series was filmed here. So I'm going to flip this around and show you these unbelievable falls. There we go. So this is the lodge at the start of the Twin Peaks TV program, and this is the falls. Unbelievable, unbelievable. Crazy. So this tells you about the actual falls in context here. Tells you about how the actual clouds form, etc. And just so you know where we are here on the map, here's Seattle here, here's Duval, and here's North Bend. This is Snoqualmie Valley here, and that's what we've been looking at today. Quite impressive. Amazing. 1898 was it first started. Quite amazing. Just let you sort of read that. It's crazy. Hydroelectric project today. Unbelievable. Great stuff. So now we're just actually passing the Snoqualmie Old Railway Depot. There is actually a train that runs here during the summer for tourists that takes you right down to the falls you just saw there, which is pretty cool. And just outside the tidal of Snoqualmie is the majestic Mount Si, and obviously when I took this picture it was not today. I took it a couple of weeks back there, but this is a 4,000 foot elevation mountain here, and I actually have hiked it. And if you actually look through some of my videos on my channel, you'll see the Mount Si a couple of years back. Looking east there, over towards the Cascades, and over the mountains, Washington State turns into effectively a high desert in essence. But here it's lovely, lush and green. So I hope you enjoyed that today, folks, and I'll see you in the next episode.